you doing? I'm Dave. That's Glenn. We're the NC Beer Guys, and this is the NC Beer Buzz. Today, we're at the Aviator Brewing Company in Fuquay Varina to talk to Andrew Jalbert, who's the brewer here. Kind of get into his mind a little bit, see what he has to talk about the local craft beer. Let's head on inside.
So we're inside with Andrew at Aviator. Andrew, tell us a little bit about the Aviator experience. What are we all about here?
Aviator Brewing started 3.5 years ago. Mark, our owner, started in an airplane hangar. He built his own plane, a Mustang II, a kit plane you build yourself, and he had a lot of extra room. It's a very small plane. So the extra room, he took out a lot of credit card debt and bought the first brewing equipment and started brewing. He kept his old job at HP for a while and eventually was able to continue to be brewing full-time. And we were in the hangar for 1.5 years, and after that we outgrew the hangar and moved to this building here. We've been here for 2.5 years now.
And Fuquay for a reason? Or Fuquay was home? Or?
Fuquay was where the hangar is. It's in Fuquay Varina, W Airport. It's a very, very small hangar, very small runway. It's a lot of recreational flying, but he had a hangar there already leased. He still leases and tries to fly once in a while. But, with the brewing, it gets tough. But.
That's right, I'm sure.
So how's your experience with brewing? Started from the home brewer, or did you pick it up when you were here?
Well, I definitely started as a home brewer. Homebrewed for a couple of years, and then when I moved down here, first thing I did was find the local breweries in the area. And Mark, at the time, was looking for some volunteers, so I volunteered and came down, and I think the first day I came down to the hangar, he had me behind the boil kettle scrubbing something that was needed to be cleaned back there, and I just kind of grew with the brewery, going part-time, then eventually full-time, and I've been here almost 3 years now. It'll be 3 years next month. So I've been here since the hangar.
We're going to get back to your brewing experience, but talk about Aviator in general. What differentiates Aviator from some of the others we might run across? What would you say the mission is here?
I mean, our mission is to make beer that you can drink every day. We do try to experiment and do different things with our seasonals and our cask beers, but we want a beer that you can sit down and have 2 or 3 or 4. That's why we go with really Hot Rod Red, our Irish Red Ale. That's the first beer we ever made, and it's still our best seller today. We also go out and try some Belgian beers that maybe by style they wouldn't be very accessible, but the way we make them, you get a lot of people who don't drink craft beer every day who are able to drink our Devil's Triple and really call it their favorite beer.
You mentioned a bunch of different series. The Hangar Series, which has like the Caveman Ball and the double horsepower IPA. Those are on the website as being like the 1 ounce.
Yeah.
Are those your experimental? Do you kind of change those up, or you kind of lock them in?
For the ones we've already made, we don't really change those too much, but we do like to experiment with new beers. We did a rye IPA back in January, and we like to, we want to drink different things as well, and we want to keep the drinkers interested and excited about new different beers. So we want to try different things and bring out different beers just to, keep it exciting for not only us, but the people who are drinking the beer.
And as a brewer, that must be exciting for you too, because you don't get to do the same thing every day.
Yeah, obviously I have to make a lot of Hot Rod Triple and IPA, which they're great beers, so I love making them, but every once in a while we want to do something different, and we have a quite extensive collection of beers that we just kind of keep in the back, and we'll bring out once in a while when we have an extra tank that we are able to brew into.
Mm-hmm. And as a brewer, you came with some certain ideas about brewing. Home brewing versus brewing commercially.
Oh, I mean, you learn the basics in home brewing and kind of how everything should work, and then you really learn what you need to do to make beer on the job. I didn't have any formal education in brewing or anything like that, so it's all on the job training, and it can be exciting and a little bit frightening at times, but it works out, and it's been the greatest job I've ever had.
Right.
In the region, we've heard a couple of the brewers talk about, a brotherhood of the brewers that people like to help out. Have you experienced any of that in the Raleigh area?
Oh, absolutely. I think the best example is any night before a beer fest, there's always a big brewers party. And I love the beer fest, but I love the brewers party the night before more. Because you get to meet up with the other guys and girls in the area and kind of meet with them and just talk about what's going on and just sometimes don't even talk about beer at all. So we are friends, and different breweries I'm more friendly with, but there's none that, even that are secluded on their own.
Right. Now, what's the distribution like for Aviator? Where can we get Aviator?
We do cover the entire state, all the way out to Asheville, all the way to Wilmington. We also cover South Carolina a little bit. But outside of the triangle, I'd say our distribution isn't fully where it's going to be in 6 months. We've upgraded a lot of our equipment, brew system. We've got some big tanks laying down in the brewery behind us that will be up in the next week or two. And that'll allow us to get out to Charlotte and the Triad and more out to the coast. Because right now, Triangle's our heaviest distribution, but we are out statewide.
And it's bottled?
Bottled and kegs. So we do 22-ounce bombers of our Hot Rod Red, our Triple, and our IPA.
Okay.
And we'll also do all the seasonals when they come out. So October Beast will come out in the fall.
What do you think of the new trend that's going towards canning?
We are going to join that trend.
Okay.
Yes. I think September 1st is when we're targeting for our can releases, which will be the same 3 beers we talked about there. We'll always keep the bottles for specialty releases, beers that maybe just don't seem like they should be in a can. But we'll always have the bottling line, but we're going to go to canning for our main big beers and our most produced beers.
Is it different for you as a brewer, the can thing? Same difference? Doesn't make any difference?
I mean, if you do it right, the cans really protect the beer. No light. They cool faster. They're easier to transport. If you do it right, there's no air in the can. So if you do it right, you really take care of your beer. I always say that can doesn't make bad beer. There was bad beer before it went into the can. So we're going to put good beer into a can and allow people to have the choice to drink canned beer that's very good.
Sure. What do you think before the industry is going to North Carolina? That, we hear so much. There's so many up and comers. There's been some that have been around longer than you guys, and you guys have been established for a while. But yet there's other guys that haven't even got their first beer across the street yet.
Yeah.
Where's this whole thing in North Carolina going?
I mean, it's always fun to hear us as the older guys when we're 3.5 years old now.
Right. You're more established than me already.
And I think we got in at a good time when, because of the old pop the cap or the old cap that was lifted. The North Carolina beer industry is a lot younger. It's a little bit behind maybe some of the other states. But ever since that cap's been lifted, it's just been just exploding. And I really like seeing it. I like seeing big guys like Oscar Blues and Sierra Nevada come in. I like seeing little guys who are doing one-barrel systems opening up in their garage. It's exciting and gives you an opportunity to try all this new beer.
And is there room for everybody?
Oh, there's always room for everybody. There's, I think only 5% of beer is craft beer right now. So we've got that other 95% to go after.
Is that the challenge, to educate the drinkers that have been used to the commercial, more nationally distributed beers, that this is a unique experience and something different? Is that the challenge a little bit at first?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have preconceived notions of what beer is. It's light and golden and fizzy, and it's supposed to be drank only at baseball games. And thankfully, that's changing, especially with the younger crowd. You see college kids in here all day, and 20 years ago, you wouldn't see college-age guys drinking anything worth a damn. That's definitely changing, and right there in our tap house, Fuquay Varina, it's people told us that craft beer wouldn't really take off in Fuquay Varina, but it certainly has, and it's our biggest driving force between our growth right now.
And it's got to feel good to be on the cutting edge of that.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think any of your beers are considered a crossover beer? One that if someone had one of the distributed nationally ones, which do you think would be your crossover that said, if you have this, it'll enlighten yourself.
Something more accessible to maybe non-craft drinkers.
Right.
I think our Triple, which is surprisingly for being also our highest alcohol beer, would be...
It'll shock them from the start.
Because people hear that and they hear high alcohol in Belgian, and they kind of get intimidated if they're not into the scene already. But once they try a sip, they realize this is the beer I know, but it's got more flavor, it's got more body. Maybe I'm not going to drink 12 or 15 of them out on the porch, but it's a better flavor and something that you'll enjoy more.
And one of my personal favorites, Devil's Crimson.
Oh,
good stuff.
It's crazy on that one.
Again, we've been here with Andrew, down the Aviator. We appreciate you being with us today.
Thank you, guys.
And join us again next time for NC Beer Buzz. Again, we're the NC Beer Guys. Drink local. Keep your beer dogs in North Carolina. Until next time, we'll catch you later, buds. Cheers.
Cheers.